Hello everyone, myself Kanakshari Sharma and my today's topic is communication. What is communication? The word communication has originated from a Latin word communes which means something common. Communication is process of exchanging information, ideas, thought, feeling and emotion through speech, signals, writing or behavior. In communication process, a sender encodes a message then using a medium and send to it appropriate feedback using medium. It means that convey a message by one person to another so that another person may understand, follow, and implement the message. If one person is unable to follow the message of another, it cannot be called as communication. This we can understand by an example also. If the chairman of an enterprise deliver his speech in English in the annual general meeting and there is no person who can understand English, it cannot be called communication. Our next topic is importance of communication. First is basic of coordination and cooperation. In management, the communication is taken place very smoothly. Management is the art of getting things done through other and its objective of management cannot be achieved unless there is unity of purpose and harmony of efforts. Communication through exchange of ideas and information helps to bring about unity of action in pursuit of common purpose. It binds the people together and facilitate coordinate. Our next point is basic on decision making. The communication is essential for decision making and planning. It enables the management to secure information without which it may not be possible to take any decision. Its managerial quality is depend upon the quality of communication. Next is increase managerial efficiency. Effective communication increase managerial efficiency. It is rightly said that nothing happens in management unit. Communication take place. The efficiency of manager depends upon his ability to communicate effectively with the members of his organization. It is only through communication. Next is establish effective leadership. Communication is important for effective leadership. There cannot be any leadership action without the communication between two persons. Communication is necessary for maintaining man-to-man relation. It brings the leader and lead in close contact with each other and it help establishing leadership. Our next point is increase in motivation and moral development. Communication which the behavior of subordinate and change is effect in their action. Through communication, workers are motivated to achieve the goals of the enterprises and their morale is boosted. Next is smooth working on enterprises. In this communication makes all possible things smooth and efficient working of an enterprise. It is only through communication that the management changes and regulates the action of subordinate in the desired action. Next is promote cooperation and peace. It creates mutual understanding and trust among the people of the organization. It promotes cooperation between the employer and the employee. Without communication, there cannot be relation and peace. It is only through the communication that the worker can put in their grievance, problem, and suggestion to the management. Our next topic is the process of communication. In communication, the process also take place an important role. Process of communication means when a person decide to communicate his her fact, ideas or emotion to other, he set the process of communication. It has some following elements. First is sender, the person who send a message properly to the receiver. Second is encoding. It means a message properly to the receiver has been sent. Message are ideas or feeling which we want to convey to other is called message. Receiver, the person who receives the message is called receiver. It is important for him to receive the message properly by carefully listening to it, or we can say by carefully read to it. Decoding, it means to understand the message properly. Feedback, it is the reaction or response of the receiver. Its process has been completed when a receiver gives a proper feedback to the sender. It is the most important thing in the process of the communication. Our next topic is the seven C's of communication. Seven C's of communication are the essential of effective communication as they are beginning with the letter C. The seven C's of effective communication which are applicable on the both written as well as oral communication also. There are as follows. First is clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, courteous. First is clarity. Make objective clear, avoid complex word and phrase. It means that message should be clear in very first instant. It creates understanding and bring accurate feedback to the message. A clear message makes the understanding easier. Clarity of thoughts and ideas enhance the meaning of a message. Second is concuse. Keep it clear and to point. Avoid filter words and sentence. It means the message should be in short, brief, to the point. Message is always listen. It is time saving and cost saving. It highlights the main message and avoids using excessive needless words. Concrete. Be specific, not vague. Use fact and figure to support your message. It means that communication should be effective, clear, specific, definite, strengthens the confidence as it's supported by the facts and figure. Next is correct. Try to avoid types, use correct fact and figure, use the right level of language. It means that correctness in communication implies that there are no grammatical errors in the communication. If the communication is correct, it boosts up the confidence level. It check for the precision and accurateness of fact and figure used in the message. It makes us an appropriate and correct language in the message. Conhunt. Does your message makes sense? Ensure its flow logical. Avoid covering too much. Make an attempt to your audience by their requirements, emotion as well as problem. Emphasize and adopt your attitude approach. Next is, does the message contain everything it need to include a call to action? It means that the communication must be complete. It should convey all facts. Message should be arranged giving all facts. Message should be arranged in a way that the receiver has no doubt about it. Last but not the least is courteous. Being polite, build goodwill, ensure message in tactful. It means that message implies should shows the sender expression as well as respect the receiver. The sender of the message should be sincere, polite, reflective. Courteous message is positive and focused at the audience. Our next topic is verbal communication. Verbal communication is a word to share information with people. It includes both the spoken and written communication. First is that is speaking, listening, writing, and reading. There are two types of verbal communication. First is oral communication, second is writing communication. Oral communication. It implies communication through mouth. It includes the individual conversing with each other. This conversation may be direct or telephonic conversation. In this oral communication, speeches, presentation, discussion are all their forms. Second is written communication. It means the message sending orders or instruction in written through. In this, letters, circular manuals, bulletins are all form of written communication. It is also known as formal methods of communication and they are less flexible. Next is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication includes all the unwritten and unspoken message, both intentional and unintentional. There are two types of non-verbal communication. First is body language, second is paralinguist. Body language. Body language is the form of mental and physical ability of non-verbal communication. Counting of body posture, etc. Humans stand and interrupt such signals almost entirely subconsciously. Next is paralinguist. It is part of communication outside of words themselves. The volume, speed, intonation of voice, along with the gesture and other non-verbal cues. Whenever there is confusion in cross culture communication, paralinguist is most often responsible. They have some elements also: body language, hand movement, posture, eye contact, walk, facial expression, gesture are some elements of body language. Paralinguist pause, articulation, voice modulation, voice, volume, pitch are the elements of paralinguist. Next is barrier of communication. Barrier of communication are things that get in way of message being received. They could be physical, such as loud music playing, or emotional, such as when a person is too angry or fearful to listen to what another individual is saying. This is the most big problem in the communication. There are classification of communication barriers also. First is physical, organization, psychological, intrapersonal, semantic. Physical. It causes noise, invisibility, environmental and physical discomfort and ill health, insufficient and insulate room, poor lighting. Second is organization, processing of information from server people, delay in getting information because of many transfer of station, distortion of a message because of different resources. Psychological, it causes prejudice known it all, preoccupation, ego, hangs up, nation, background, etc. And these are the problems of psychological. Next is intrapersonal. In this, the following points are taken care of, that is, emotional feeling, unsafe perception, ideas, views, values, and opinion, attitude of the sender and the receiver, maybe it's positive or negative, wrongly typed message, listening skill, lack of attention while listening. Next is semantic. It has also some following points that taken care of is use of unsuitable words, improper sentence formation, lack of clarity, lack of comprehension. Thank you.